Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kadic Reviews. And if you saw my last video on this channel, you should know the subject matter. Every year for the last 2 years now, I'll leave links in the description below for you to visit. We've talked about one of Netflix's earliest animated original series. Sure, they've had a couple others. The aforementioned Voltron Legendary Defender, F is for Family, Glitter Force, and even a few other ones of the anime spectrum, including Knights of Sidonia. But the one we focused on the most is the subject of today's seasonal review. Bojack Horseman. We've already talked twice on this satirical dark comedy done by Tornagate Studios in association with Netflix itself, with Will Arnett and Aaron Paul doing all the beautiful voice work for the two mains. But now it's season 3, and usually when it comes to a third season, it's usually the point where the series starts going uphill or downhill, or for some series, admittedly, it's the end of the road. Whether Bojack Horseman fits into the last part, given its ending, you would think so, but you never know. So is this season better than last season, in which I awarded a 9? Short answer? Yes. Long answer goes about as deep as any serial show that I've ever done. In fact, the last video was pretty much talking about the themes that overwhelm this season's arc. Gone are some of the comical misadventures and get-rich-quick schemes of Todd, Aaron Paul's character, and the musings of Diane. In its place, though, is a very dark, very introspective season. When it looks like Bojack Horseman, former 90s superstar of a television comedy sitcom, looks like he's going to finally break through and win an Oscar for his work in Secretariat, a fictional movie based on the fictional/real horse done last season. The sad and brutal part of this is he was completely digitally edited, i.e. Paul Walker in Furious 7 and his chosen director replaced. Looks like he's on the road to an Oscar nom and an Oscar win, finally verifying him as a legitimate actor. But as some Oscar noms go, it doesn't go necessarily well. And it's mainly because of Bojack himself not being too privy to the whole kissing babies and shaking hands routine. He's still the get drunk, have sex, not really think about much anything character. And the same still holds true this season. But now with a new publicist and a new agent and a new side agent trying to help him get that Oscar nom by the name of Anna, who he becomes intrigued with. with things seem to be finally at long last for Bojack spiraling out of even a sense of control. The pressure of getting the nom and his own self-realization of the Hollywood life is finally starting to get to him. But unfortunately as well, his attitude towards other people in life are starting to get to all of his closest friends and co-workers. Most notably, his longtime agent, Princess Carolyn, who is at a crossroads in her life and is sick of cuddling Bojack while her struggling talent agency goes spiraling into the ground due to an inability to get Bojack any sub-secretariat work. Although a couple of things pop up, but they don't really flush out. This plus a brand new relationship, oddly, with a mouse named Ralph, drives Princess Carolyn to make a career decision, to stop being an agent and start being a manager of people. Which, I have to agree with Ralph, it kind of sounds similar to an agent. Meanwhile, although the movie does particularly well, none of the Oscar people are biting. And as for Todd, he's up to his usual get-rich-quick inventive schemes, but this one has more of a driven force, a woman's Uber of sorts. Nice play on modern day social changes, but to form the business, he runs into an old friend he had in his teenage years. Young girl that he actually wanted to date named Emily. And Emily's not doing too hot and looks at getting back together with Todd as just the thing that she might need. And actually aids him in the scheme. And it actually goes pretty well. It's actually one of the many subplots this season, and it leads importantly into the season's final act. As far as Mr. Peanut Butter is concerned, he is as funny as always, but unfortunately, he's on the lens too, considering his famous game show from last season got the axe because J.D. Solinger doesn't want to do it anymore. Literally, that's the reason. So he's off to find the next big thing. Meanwhile, his marriage with Diane seems a bit rocky as Diane doesn't want to do what she's doing, which is pretty much a social networking director for Princess Carolyn, with disastrous results. This combined with, get this, and this is where it gets really adult, kids, an undue pregnancy and abortion. That's right, they go there. In fact, the episode in which the abortion is mentioned, pew pew, that would be episode 7 in the list, talks about abortion and how cool or uncool it is in the popular culture, and even drives home a strangely pro-abortion message, which may be a little bit too much on the line, even for this show. But the big things about the plot lines this season have to do with flashbacks to 2007. That's right, this isn't the first time that Bojack has tried to make a career comeback. See, in 2007 he got together with a friend of his named Cuddly Whiskers, who happens to be a talented writer and hamster. With this, they tried creating an edgy style show called the Bojack Horseman Show. Obviously, it bombed horribly. So thus, that's why Bojack is in the current pit that he's been in for the last few years. Through these flashbacks in 2007, we find out where all the characters were before meeting back up with Bojack. But we also find out critical character information to their current places. But as I said, in the light half, everything starts spiraling out of control, including a key character death at the end of episode 11. It's rather shocking, and it's the core point of Bojack finally acknowledging his depression, his disdain for where he lives, and his want to change. But of course, that's not without fine timing, great writing, and bitter callbacks to current society in Hollywood and current trends, typical of the Bojack Horseman formula. Although, much like IGN Reviews stated, the way that the show is delivered may, at this point, be getting a little bit mundane. But it's through the core plot of Bojack's descent into rock bottom to wake up that drives the entire season to absolute brilliance, especially the last 3 episodes being the best 3 episodes in the entire series to date, and having some real gut punchers. And believe me, if a show gut punches me, you've done something most certainly correct. On the animation front, the animation has never looked better, combined with the excellent voice acting, especially Will Arnett's Bojack this season. The show has never been bitier, never looked so funny. Every character that made a debut in season 2 also makes a slight return in some of these episodes, tying up some of the plot lines left behind by season 2. And the almost silly finale of episode 12 that has to do with Mr. Peanut Butter's character is something you won't believe. Just trust me on that. But the real standout episode of this season of Bojack Horseman, and something that I even wish My Little Pony would execute, is an episode done under the sea. When Bojack has to go to a Seabiscuit screening and talk about in an underwater city, he gets trapped up with a cute female seahorse and makes it his opportunity to bring the seahorse back to his dad. Yes, seahorse dads are technically the moms. But what makes this episode absolutely brilliant, funny, and a standout is his use of non-vocals. That's right. Other than the first couple of scenes in episode 4, there isn't even a vocal word spoken. It's all visual visual and interpretation expression gags, which this is pulled off perfectly, with still a lot of comedy to be had, but it relies purely on the visual and the interpretation of Bojack's expressions and actions, which really shows a big plus for the animation career. They should really be thanked. And the reason for all the silence makes the punchline at the end that much more brilliant. It's really a standout. Like this entire season. Although it goes to places that no show dare go and touches subjects that even I would say are down the line controversial. And its dark descent into depression, loneliness, and yes, even suicide in the final 3 episodes drive the season's finale to an act of overall perfection. Although the early season follows the same beat, its middle to end are what make this season of an already standout show the best it's ever been. If this is where our interaction with Mr. Horseman ends, it's ended on its best note. But even if it's not, it's opened many doors to where Bojack's life, setting, and personality could go. I hope I get that. But then again, I don't. Because even if it did, it may not get better than this. Netflix has excelled. This is a show to watch, from season 1 to especially this season. It is always a treat to review this show, and it has never been more delectable than it is now. Bojack Horseman gets the perfect score this season, a 10 out of 10, making its overall score at this point a staggering 9 out of 10, making it one of the highest rated shows in Code Equestria history. Not bad for a sitcom horse. Until next time, find peace in your own nirvana. Thanks for watching.